Welcome back to Up the Villa podcast, and we are here on Transfer Hub, your home of Aston Villa's transfer news, rumours, links, noise, murmurings, new signings, outgoings. You'll find it here on Up the Villa podcast. 3 things that you can do to help me. Make sure you are subscribing, smash a like, and comment your thoughts in the comment section down below. All of those 3 things go a long way to helping me out. So if you are enjoying, if you do watch our content regularly, make sure you're doing that. Help me out a little bit. Right, Fabrizio Romano has updated us on Iling Jr. He's keen on joining Aston Villa. He's going to be part of this deal with Douglas Luiz. The 20-year-old started with the Chelsea Academy. Since going to Juventus, he has become somewhat of a wonder kid, and he's got a very, very high ceiling, and it's an exciting signing. So Villa fans, I'd love to hear your thoughts on Iling Jr. coming to Aston Villa. So as we can see, as this deal gathers momentum and it starts to move along a little bit, we are seeing that Fabrizio Romano is talking about this deal more and more, and it's just getting louder and louder, and the noise every day now. He's also said that talks are underway for Iling Jr., Weston, Mckennie, plus cash for Aston Villa and Douglas Luiz to join Juventus. Now, interesting to note with PSR now that as a collective, we're going off the whole transfer together. So Douglas Luiz, Weston Mckennie, what's his value? Merge the 2 together, merge Iling Jr. together. You'll get a lump sum of what that whole transfer is worth. Then that goes off PSR. So just because a player is being swapped doesn't just mean you get the money and that player. We're also getting the value of what that player coming from that team is going to be doing for this PSR as well. So it looks like this whole deal will be around 60 million. So the 60 million will go into the PSR fund kitty. So that's something of note. We're not going to talk about the other player. We're going to talk about Iling Jr. now. So I've done some research. I've had a look. I've seen numerous things from Iling Jr. to give me a little bit of an understanding of what type of player we're getting, where he could potentially play, and what are the benefits of this player coming to Aston Villa. And there is one big benefit of Iling Jr. coming to Aston Villa as well. So here we have then his market value is at 13 million. He is 20 years of age. He has a citizenship of England and Congo. He started out with Chelsea's youth system in 2019 to 2020. He then moved to Juventus in 2020, and then he has been a part of their youth setup. He has also been a part of the England setup for the under-16s. He played 13 times, scoring 2 goals. Under 19s, he's played 7 times. Under 20s, he's played 6. And under 21s, he's played 5 times. So we did a little bit of this yesterday, but with some research from my point of view, Iling Jr. can potentially play as a wing-back or on that left-hand side as well. So that fits in our profile maybe of needing a left back or a left wing back, and his profile of player on how he likes to play, very dynamic, very pacey, but his defensive work is also to a really, really good standard as well, which would enable him to play on that left-hand side. News coming out today is that Moreno wants to move back to La Liga. So that one is now doing the rounds as well. So with Moreno, with Cash doing the rounds, that rumour's come back again now with Fonseca wanting to take Cash to AC Milan. Our defence is going to have somewhat of a bit of a restructure. And we all know that our defence is an integral part to our team. And the way that we set up, the way that we play it from the back, and the way that we move forward. So it's crucial that this defence gets sorted. Last season, we had a couple of problems. We conceded a lot of goals from set pieces. So that's an area that we need to really make sure we are looking at and we are working with. But more on Iling Jr. then. So his profile, he's very quick, he's very strong, he's very powerful, he's got quick feet, he's explosive, he can get to the byline, he likes to do a little bit of a trick or two, he can cut inside, his delivery is pretty decent, but he's a player that predominantly will be playing on that left-hand side. So if we look at where we think the Aston Villa system shapes up, well, I've got the England colours because we've been doing a lot of England content, you know, Iling Jr. could potentially play on that left-hand side in that sort of Ramsey Rodgers role, but he could also play in this role as well. Now, when we're looking at sort of like Iling Jr. playing on that left-hand side as a wing-back, we know our current system generally moves across a little bit anyway. So we actively look for our left-back to play more as an active winger anyway. So his game would really suit getting into these areas. This season, the average positions of Lucadine and Moreno have really been around here. Ideally, we would probably want their positions to be a little bit more through here. And if it is averaging in around there, it means that they've got to the byline, but it also means that they've been working in this area as well. So I think this setup through here could potentially really, really suit him. The other key thing to note with this transfer as well is the active age of our squad is edging towards the 30 mark. It's not the 30 mark, but we're closer to the 30 mark than we are the 25 mark. So I think with profile of players like Rodgers coming in, with Nedeljkovic, with Sousa, with Iling Jr., that profile of team is going to edge towards a younger base. We look at the Arsenal team, the average age is very, very good in that team, and that gives them the scope to be able to grow, but it also gives players more of that resale value. So you sign players for a really, really young fee, and then within 5 years, you may be able to move them on, and then coming through, you've then recruited some younger players, and then that process can just keep going. Now, I'm not saying we need to sell all of our experienced players. I'm not saying that. What I'm saying is it's crucial that we have a good balance between youth and experience, and the whole squad can complement and it can come together quite nicely. If we have a little look at some more of Iling Jr.'s stats now, let's go to FBref, and you'll get to see some of his other numbers of some of the key characteristics of the things that he does really well. So we can see that he has got shot creating actions per 90 of 3.56. We've got progressive carries at 3.22. We've got touches in the attacking penalty box. We've got 2.56. We've got progressive passes received at 7.11, which is very, very high. We've got tackles per 90 at 2.56. So that shows that his defensive work per 90 is really good. We've got clearances per 90 at 2.11, blocks at 1.89, and aerials 1 are at 1. So he's a player that's exciting, and I think he's a player that Monchi might have wanted Villa to sign anyway, because you know he's got that profile of that youthful, like the youthfulness about him to have a real big impact in the Villa team. So this aspect of the deal, I like it when we're bringing in young players. I think it's good. I think it's better to get young players when they are young, as opposed to signing players when they're sort of like 26, 27, 28. If we can sign some gems that can just come through and flourish, then I think we're in a really, really good place. So, yeah, so rumours doing the rounds today. Cash back to AC Milan. We've got Moreno back to La Liga. And then we've got this deal that is being reported about Douglas Luiz and, you know, everything that comes with that deal. So, Villa fans, let me know what you think. Up the Villa.